If you've been dealing with bloating, food sensitivities, chronic symptoms, digestive issues, joint pain, brain fog, and nothing seems to work, nothing seems to fix what's going on, you're going from doctor to doctor and you're not getting any answers, then this training is for you. In this training, I want to show you exactly what's going on in your body, why symptoms are not the problem, and what to actually focus on in order to heal and for those symptoms to go away forever. Okay? And this is exactly the mindset and the framework that I used to heal after 5 years of suffering and not getting any answers. I dealt with severe digestive issues and all these food reactions and joint pain, and it just felt like I couldn't break this cycle. The emotional symptoms were crazy as well. The anxiety and depression and emotional numbness. And it's just like people don't understand it unless they've lived it. And I'm excited to be on the other side of this. And I'm excited to help other people with this problem that I dealt with. And I don't know, it's just a blessing to be a blessing. So I'm glad you're here, and I'm excited to show you what I've learned. So I have this whiteboard here, and I want you to imagine your health like a tree. All right, so let me draw a tree here. We got the branches. Let's see. See if I can actually do this without my perfectionism taking over and making this take way longer than it should. We got the trunk here. We got some nice roots. All right, awesome. So I have my tree here. Any symptom or diagnosis that you can think of is just a branch of underlying imbalances and dysfunction in the roots. Okay, so I want you to start, and you can do this too. I want you to take a notepad or something that you can write on. I want you to just write out any symptom that maybe you're experiencing or diagnosis that you've been given, or just any symptom or diagnosis you can think of in general. All right, I'll start with a few. Depression. Depression is just a branch of dysfunction at a root cause. Anxiety, bloating, acid reflux, thyroid problems, low testosterone. All right, are you thinking of some? Let's see, we have bipolar disorder, it's just anything you can think of. Joint pain. I think this gets the point across, and so many more. But this is a perfect example of what's going on at the branches based off of what's happening at the roots. And now, what does your doctor do, or the traditional allopathic physicians? What do they do when we go to try to get these things fixed? They just try to cut off these branches. They prescribe drugs that block what's going on down here, so that you might get some relief from things, might not see any relief. It'll probably make things worse. But drugs just basically chop off the branches. They don't fix the problem. So what is the problem? And that's the next thing that I want to share with you. What is causing all of this dysfunction in the branches? And there's 3 key things that it goes down to. This is your digestion, like your organ functions. So think liver, small intestine, stomach. All right, I'm going to say gut / organs. And Hippocrates, he said all disease begins in the gut. right? This the world famous physician. He said all disease begins in the gut, and that's true. It's incomplete, but it's true. It's very true. So that's one of the roots. The other root is your immune system, right? Inflammation. A lot of doctors will say inflammation is the root to all disease. Once again, very true, but incomplete. Also, 70% of your immune system is actually in your gut lining. So it's connected there. Everything's connected. I want you to remember that. Everything is connected. So that we have these three roots here. We have your gut and organs. We have your immune system. And we have your genetics. Right? Everybody has their own unique genetics. You're not doomed by your genes. Because your parents have something going on doesn't mean you will have something going on. But it means that you're susceptible to those things if your genetics are unclean, quote unquote dirty. And there's a doctor that's done amazing work into genetics. And it's actually, there's a study called epigenetics, where it's the idea that the environment signals the gene. So you're not doomed by your genetics, but they can become dirty, and you will unlock certain things that you're able to unlock based off of the environment. If you want to do a deeper dive into this, check out the book Dirty Genes by Dr. Ben Lynch. He does an amazing job with this topic, but I digress. Anyway, we have the three roots here. We have your gut and your organs. We have your genetics. And we have your immune system. These things all work together, and when they become out of balance, you see illness in the branches. Okay. Now, why would these things become imbalanced? Why would your gut become inflamed and your genetics to be acting off and your immune system to be just all over the place? What causes this? You have any guesses? If you're thinking about a tree, and the branches get sick, and it's because the roots are sick, what is it that's causing disease in the tree? Can you guess? It is the soil. It is the terrain that the tree is growing in. All right? And it is the same for our body. Now, what do you think dirties the soil of our health? There are many things, but I want to hone in on the top three. Top three things. Number one is diet. Number two is toxins. And number three is pathogens. What's a pathogen? It's essentially a bad bug in the body. So think parasites, bacteria that overgrows, fungus that gets in the body and produces toxins. These are the three key things that dirty the soil of our health. Right, and there are others. High stress, trauma, lack of exercise, like those things also dirty the soil. But we're really honing on these three key things here. And this is what I coach in my coaching practice. We look at the entire body, we look at the history, we look at the symptoms, we say, what is going on? We try to kind of dismantle the dysfunction that's going on. And I always start with a food first approach because this has the biggest impact on our health, right? So many people have just been brought up eating a standard American diet, and for so many reasons, it's detrimental to your health. But we have to start with diet. And if you address the diet, you're eating mostly whole foods, organic vegetables, grass-fed meats, and you're not seeing much progress, then we need to look at toxins, right? And this is the case for a lot of my clients that come to me. Their diet's really clean. Maybe there's a couple things we can hone in on, but the diet's great, and they're just not feeling better. And that's because of this one right here, toxins. What are toxins? This could be mycotoxins from molds. It could be formaldehyde. It could be flame retardants from everything that, basically everything in our home, whether it's a sofa, furniture, like they're filled with these flame retardants. And this builds up in the body if your gut's dysregulated and you're not properly detoxing. If you have Lyme disease, that produces toxins. The plastics in our food are toxic. Glyphosate, wheat's toxic. So many things are toxic. We have to get them out or by. And there are certain products and strategies we can use to get toxins out that are very effective. Okay, now, the other thing I'll see is that people have cleaned up their diet. They've gone through detox protocols or have tried to make their environment more environmentally safe, very low toxin, and they're still sick. Why are they still sick? It's pathogens. Maybe it's H. pylori from water, contaminated water. Maybe it's candida overgrowth in their body from a lifetime of a poor diet, or antibiotics. Maybe it's parasitic infections, tick bacteria, even things like mosquitoes are carrying Lyme now. A lot of people are walking around with these pathogens in their body and don't even know it, and it's making them sick. Okay, so the key is to optimize the diet, optimize the environment so you don't have toxins going in, and to make sure you're getting those toxins out of your body. And then also killing the pathogens and getting the pathogens out of the body. Right, when you do these things, when you clean up the soil, your immune system is going to work the way it should. Your gut and your organs are going to start healing and doing what they're supposed to. Your genetics are going to be cleaned up. They're going to do what they're supposed to. And you're going to have all this health in the roots. And when the roots are healthy, the branches are healthy. All right? And all these symptoms, they slowly go away. Right? They slowly go away. And you no longer have these harmful, uncomfortable symptoms. Right? You now have positive symptoms. You have creativity. Right? Our bodies were made to express certain emotions and gifts. And when the soil of our health is clean, we're happier. And we can do what we're put on this earth to do. So we have more creativity. We have more empathy for others. We have more joy, happiness. You know, we have energy. We sleep better, everything. It's just a beautiful process. And if you would like one-on-one support, schedule a free gut assessment call by clicking the link below. What we'll do in this call is look at your health history, your symptoms, and I'll give you my kind of initial assessment of what I think is going on for you, where imbalances might be in the roots, in the soil, what we can do to kind of clean that up. I'll give you a couple things that you could run away with to really start seeing the needle move in your health. And then if you would like to continue working with me for one-on-one weekly coaching, what that would look like is we have a big health history assessment where we go through everything, leaving no stone unturned. And then we'll get your game plan going. And then we'll meet once a week to tweak the plan, keep you accountable, help to see where things need to be shifted or moved to continue healing. And I can just share kind of everything I've learned over the years in my own health journey and help you get to live your best life, right? Restore your gut and reclaim your life. So if this sounds like something that resonates with you and you're putting the pieces together to understand, okay, it's, the soil needs to be addressed to heal my body, then take action while you have the motivation to. Schedule a free gut assessment call and let's get started on your healing journey. So schedule that call and we'll speak soon. Bye-bye.